Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending where and when you are viewing this. My name is Jennifer Bartholomew. I'm a nurse, I'm a wife, I'm a mother. Um, I love to have honest conversations because it helps open up your world and open up your vision and open up your relationships. So, one of the hardest honest conversations I've ever had is the honest conversation with myself, though. I just this past week was a screaming maniac on the phone with my husband, yelling at him because he wasn't listening to me. And I was thinking to myself, as my daughter came into the room, the 4-year-old, the voice of reason, said, calm down. It's not that big of a deal. And I said, oh my gosh, she is so right. I know this is true. And I was like, I'm going to get off the phone now because I'm acting like a lunatic. Um, he maybe was acting like a lunatic too, that happens in relationships, but I was like, I don't want to participate like this in life. And I stopped myself and then I said to myself, what the heck was going on that you were responding that way? Like, what? Why were you so mad? And I realized I was so mad because I felt like he wasn't listening to me. And then I was like, okay, so next layer, why is it so important to you that he listens to you? And then it's like, oh, because I feel like I'm not being respected if I'm not being listened to. And then I thought to myself, well, okay, it's good to acknowledge that that's something you need or want in your life, and it's good to acknowledge your feelings, but you still don't have to fly off the handle and act like a lunatic, and you can stay centered, stay calm, and have a conversation. And one of the things I've learned for myself is I probably need to wait a minute, come back to that conversation later, and then be calm and centered. And I'm usually not a fly off the handle kind of person, but when I'm really stressed or it's a really serious conversation, I feel like that I'm not being heard. I find myself doing that. And then I find myself embarrassed by my 4-year-old. So I have just realized that, one of the hardest honest conversations is with that person in the mirror. Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. There we are, looking at ourselves and saying, who am I really? Why do I feel this way? Why am I happy? Why am I sad? Why am I angry? Why am I frustrated? What's underneath all of that you have to kind of dig under the soil, uproot it, look at the roots and say, do I want these roots in my life to produce this fruit? I don't. So help uproot things in your life as I try to help myself uproot things in my life. Turn that soil and really look at yourself and ask the next time something is stressful or the next time something's really good, where's that stress coming from? Where's that frustration? Where's that feeling coming from? Or where's that great thing coming from? Water the great stuff, dig up the roots of the bad, and have honest conversations with yourself. And then ask for forgiveness when you've messed up. I said to my husband the next day, I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I was acting like that. It was completely unnecessary. Um, but that's not true. I did know why I was acting like that. I said I was upset, but it still wasn't necessary for me to behave that way because I'm constantly saying to myself and my 4-year-old, you can feel lots of things, but you don't have to act on every feeling. I would love to hear stories in your life where you had an honest conversation with yourself about what's the real why, what's the real reason, and dig that up in your life so that you can be free of it and weed out the junk and let the flowers flourish in your life. So post some really honest story of the good, bad, the ugly there that you got to see in yourself, talk to yourself about, and have that honest conversation so that you can live free in the reality of who you are and the life that you have in front of you. Thanks so much. I hope to hear from you.